What's up, my friends? Welcome to another Monday Cool Stuff video where we're playing boring old humans in Modern. We're just... Wait a minute. This is a 4-color human deck, not a 5-color human deck. What's going on here? Are those real sideboard cards? This is a deck that my teammate Dylan Hand and I, mostly Dylan, I've been putting in ideas here and there, have been working on for SCG Worcester this weekend. And of course, for me, it's 2 nights before the event. For you, the event's already happened. So Dylan and I may or may not have played this deck. We're still working on it. Still some kinks to work out. But the idea here is that humans has been floating a little bit in Modern. Never bad, but hasn't really been great. And people have slowly been shaving down the kite sail freebooters in the lists. And once that happens, the human deck ends up being a mostly Bant deck. Just kind of Bant splashing for Mantis Rider. And with that, you could actually make the mana base pretty workable by removing a lot of the 5-color lands like Ancient Ziggurat and Unclaimed Territory, and just playing, your canopies and a few fetch lands and basic lands here and there. And once you have actual non-creature mana in your deck, you can play some real sideboard cards. One of the, the counts against humans in Modern was that the sideboard was always, 13 humans, which is cool and all, but, we're not really playing some of the home run sideboard cards that Modern is known for. And by altering the mana base to be able to cast non-creature spells, we get to play Stony Silence, we get to play Rest in Peace, which are 2 of the best sideboard cards in the entire format. Also get access to Path to Exile, instead of playing Dismember or occasionally Gut Shot for removal. So we get to have the full power of the white sideboard. We're a deck that does not use the graveyard. We do have Aether Vials, but as long as there's a Stony Silence in play, we're going to be pretty happy in those matchups. So when these cards don't hit your deck, they are really, really good. So that's a pretty awesome thing to have access to. Otherwise, we're mostly playing all the usual suspects here. We are playing 2 Venser Shaper Savant as kind of our flex card of choice. This is a way to have kind of an extra removal spell, as well as a way to bounce a land out of Tron or slow down a combo opponent. You can do a lot of things. It's a versatile card. It's possible it's not powerful enough overall. We don't want to take our vials up to 4 usually, but we can find it off of Buglers, and we can cast it off of our Noble Hierarchs. And it's a good trick, unexpected card. So that's our kind of interactive card in the main deck, aside from Reflector Mage. And then sideboard's rounded out with a lot of usual suspects. Knight of Autumn, easier to cast in this build because we don't have all of our lands set to human. Staticaster, don't leave home without him. Direfleet Daredevil, still great. And of course, Tireless Tracker, best card ever printed. Gets into the sideboard as our kind of grindy go long sort of card. Dylan had suggested Gideon, ally of Zendikar. Really, really good, but I think Tracker is better. Gideon doesn't play great with Thalia, and you're going to want Gideon in your Thalia in your Gideon matchups. So I think Tracker is better. And now, of course, we're playing fetch lands, and that's pretty sweet. So that's the list. It's an interesting take on humans. We're going to battle through here. Competitive Modern League, as always. 4-color humans. And let's let her rip. Still need lands, though. Still need lands. Okay. Not the best hand ever, but plays. Canopy makes it a little more tenable. Easy bottom. Human. So, okay, they kept 7. In a scenario like that, assuming our opponent doesn't have to go to the bathroom or is having a heart attack or something, the assumption you have to make is that they felt their humans matchup or their hand against humans was so bad that it was not even worth revealing the deck that they are playing to us, so we cannot sideboard. And that usually means they're playing a busted combo deck that is theoretically, I guess, soft to Meddling Mage or Thalia. Given that we mulliganed, like if we had, I don't know, that was pretty weird. And they have not conceded the match yet, so I guess they're not having a heart attack or something, which is good. So we could hedge, but the problem is hedge in what direction? You don't want to bring in, Rest in Peace or Stony Silence when you really don't know what your opponent's doing. We're gonna stand pat. They're gonna get us here in the information war, and we're just gonna play our main deck again, and they'll be able to sideboard against us, but we'll see what happens, I guess. I mean, usually that happens when you mulligan to like 5. You mulligan to 5, you see you're in a really bad matchup, and your hand is terrible, and you're like, you know what? I think I'm like sub 10% to win this game. I'm going to take my information and go to the next game, All right, so no one-drop hands are pretty tough. However, if they are playing a combo deck, we do have Thalia on turn 2. This hand's pretty bad, though. I'm just going to mulligan. I think you really can't afford to keep no one-drop hands with humans. And turn 2 Thalia and the draw might just be too slow. Chose to play. They kept 7. But yeah, we're going to mulligan here. It's possible we could have shaved a Reflector Mage or 2 for I don't know what we bring in, though. So this is fun. I mean, this hand is atrocious. The second Aether Vial is bad. This is basically a 4-card hand. This is just Aether Vial, Mantis Rider, 2 lands. Jeez. I just don't think you can keep this hand. There's so many 5s that are better than this. This is just basically a 4-card hand. The second Vial just... Once you draw a Bugler, second Vial is almost worthless. The third Vial is actually worthless. Humans is not a deck that draws a lot of cards, so... We're not even guaranteed to have Mantis Rider on turn 3. I'm going to mulligan. I think his hand's just terrible. It's better. Keep that. The Bugle Skis? That's interesting. I kind of want it. Might even go turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Bugler. Try and set up for turn 3 Meddling Mage. I want to keep that. We're on 5 cards. The extra card is nice. This Heath has to fetch probably a Hallowed Fountain. There is no Steam Vents in the deck. I consider playing a Steam... I guess Steam Vents can't be fetch bows anyway. We have to change the land. Yeah. Obviously, 4-color fetch land mana bases with only a couple fetches is tough. But the only red card in the deck is Mantis Rider, so... Wooded Foothills. Mountain? Swift Spear? I don't know what possible. Maybe they just kept the hand by accident. Maybe they accidentally kept a no land hand or something. It's weird. So we don't even know what they're playing. I mean, if they're playing Burn, Searing Blaze, we're just dead. But okay. I mean, we're gonna fetch Breeding Pool, I guess. Obviously, our deck is a little worse against Burn with the fetch lands. So we have the 2 Auriok Champions in our sideboard. It's an important card to have access to. Let's see if they're Burn or Mono Red Arclight Phoenix. A deck that is gaining in popularity. A deck did well at SCG Columbus last weekend. We lost to a team that was Mono Red Arclight, Bogles. They seem to just be burned, though. So, please God, don't play Searing Blaze. Yeah. They just felt it. Alright, we are 100% dead. I mean, we're already at 11, and we have essentially a worthless hand. And they have 4 spells, 4 cards in their hand. I don't see a reason to cast Meddling Mage. We don't know what we're naming. Just take a damage off it anyway. Can't block. And we're probably just dead, so... Yeah, I don't know what happened that game 1, honestly. Hard cast Riftbolt. Okay. Still have 3 cards left. It's kind of weird. If they had any 2-mana burn spell or 1-mana burn spell, they would likely just cast that and then suspend the Riftbolt. It's possible they're a little flooded, which would be good for us, obviously, because we are pretty dead. Alright, I mean, we're just dead. Doesn't really matter what we do, but we'll keep playing, I guess. I'm gonna name Searing Blaze. I can't imagine a burn spell or creature that they would have had in their hand and would have not played last turn. They have any creature, they're playing it. They have any spell that costs 2 or less, they're playing it and suspending Riftbolt. So their hand is probably like land, Searing Blaze, probably Searing Blood too, but nothing else makes sense. Like, why else would you hard cast Riftbolt? You know? That pause also makes me think that they're raging right now, because they have 2 Searing Blazes in their hand. I told you. I told you. They have a Blaze too. So I'll throw it out there. Alright, so pretty bad hand, mulligan to 5 on our part, and they had 2 Searing Blaze effects and a good hand on 7 on the play. So now we know what's up. We can sideboard accordingly. We're going to want these, and the Knight of Autumns. Venser can go. Bugler is not great here. It does help find the good sideboard cards, but don't really think we're interested in Path to Exile. Answering an Eidolon's not bad, but it's not really that big of a deal. Meddling Mage is not great. Definitely Meddling Mage is not awesome. It's a matchup where we suffer for sure because of our mana base. But we got some good life gain here. We draw an Auriok Champion, will be in great shape. Excuse me. Just gonna cut the mages. Like, Mage is not awful, but it's not good. And then Bugler is fine. Bugler finds us our champions. Not great, but finds Knight of Autumn. This is all fine. Don't think I want the Path to Exiles. Okay. Now we know what's up, at least. So just gotta keep a Broken Magic Online. Just gotta keep a good good hand here. Our double Meddling Mage, Noble Hierarch, Baneland hand. Not particularly exciting. Meddling Mage is not good in this matchup because their deck is so redundant. We name Searing Blaze, they have Searing Blood. You know, we name Lightning Bolt, they have Rift Bolt. We name Lava Spike, they have whatever, you know. So we could get lucky with it and like Mize a Rift Bolt while it's on suspend, make them kill it, but okay. This is a no 1-drop hand. But it does have double Thalia and a Reflector Mage and a Lieutenant. I'm gonna keep it. Just gonna play a tap land and hopefully take less damage. So Thalia on the play. They hopefully kill it. We play another Thalia. It's not a great hand, but I think I'm pretty happy with it. It is a little awkward we can't cast Auriok Champion with our breeding pool, but I think if you're expecting a lot of burn, the traditional version of humans is probably better, but this version seems better against, you know, things like Dredge, Ironworks, and so on and so forth. In the tank, Lava Spike, you got. Noble's not bad. Definitely want to draw a land next turn. So you can go like 2-drop and Noble. Or Reflector Mage if they play an Eidolon. That's pretty good. Alright, so we're going to go Noble attack. I feel like they're going to kill my Thalia. Let's play another one, which is pretty great, so I suppose I didn't need to play that first, but this is definitely a spot where you don't want to cast Lieutenant, because them saying go, it's 6 cards in and 2 mana up means that they're probably going to kill something. So you don't want to commit a Lieutenant to do basically nothing. You want to be able to cast a Thalia post-combat if they kill us, which it looks like they're going to do. So they probably bolt this, we play another Thalia, and we're in pretty good shape. They're at 16, we'll be at 15. That's even better than a burn spell. That's great. You know, more mana for next turn now. That's awesome. All right, get planes. All right, so we're at 15. We're not in amazing shape, but we're in pretty good shape here. They play a creature, Reflector Mage it. We have double Thalia's Lieutenant. Land. Now if they have fetch Searing Blaze, the Thalia kind of stinks, but we will at least put a. That's pretty good. Okay. We get to image the Night of Autumn too. Alright, so we're going to attack. They're probably going to Searing Blaze or Blood the Thalia, and we'll just gain 8 life. Which feels pretty good. Path again? Sure. Good thing we got 2 basics. So white, green, colorless. If they want to bolt the knight in response to my image, we'll have 2 Noble Hierarchs. It's fine. The old casual 22 life on turn 4 against burn. Feels good. I also need to deal with these 2 2/1s now, which 2/1s battle through all of their creatures. And without a sweeper, you know, we're getting in for a good amount. They're not humans, obviously, so our Lieutenant's not looking amazing, but gaining 8 life is pretty good. It's pretty good. This is going to put a lot of weight on their, or a lot of need on. Is it Anger the Gods? Are you kidding me? Rift Bolt. I don't think this is a winning strategy. Sure. them not having any creatures in play and us being in a high life total puts a lot of pressure on them to use recurring damage sources to kill us rather than damage sources that go away, like bolts. And because of that, our mage obviously looks great. So everything here happening is pretty good. I'm going to draw a card. I don't want to just play Lieutenant and not play Reflector Mage and stuff. We're just going to draw a card here and see what happens. And now it's a question of, do I want a 2/2 Lieutenant or a 1/1 Lieutenant? And a 1/2 Noble Hierarch. I think I want a 2/2 Lieutenant. Doesn't really, it's not like a very impressive board, but attack for 4. We have Reflector Mage still, so it's fine. Kind of a weird game, honestly. This one I would say we are pretty heavily favored, unless they have a card like Anger of the Gods. And given that they hard cast a Rift Bolt next turn, or last turn, and killed a creature, I'd say it's extremely unlikely they have a sweeper unless they draw it this turn. So even then, we're not in like terrible shape. We're still at 22 with a Reflector Mage. Rift Bolt on Suspend. Interesting they would choose to do that now, but okay. May have a Searing Blaze effect, but we're just going to shove, so. At this point, we're just acting for 6. They kill a Mantis Rider, and we're at 1,000,000 life, so I'm not really worried about anything. I imagine our Mantis Rider's getting Searing Blazed. That would be my guess, I guess. Plus, our opponent's also just inexperienced. I mean, they've made some pretty weird plays this game. You know, it's on us to figure out why our opponent's making weird plays and try and deduce what they have in their hand. But occasionally, opponents just make weird plays because they're, you know, new or not sure what they're doing or making errors. Yep. Take the Blaze. They chose to kill a Lieutenant and not the Mantis Rider, which is interesting. Doesn't really make a ton of sense, and they can bolt. I guess they felt that okay, there's a bolt the Mantis Rider now, and they felt that if I played another human, it became a 4/4, they couldn't deal with it. I would probably play it pre-combat, but it's reasonable if they're gonna kill it anyway. So we have lethal. Sure. Once the burn deck gets to the point where it's rift bolting creatures, it can almost never win. So. I mean, I guess that's lethal, right? All right, we'll go for it. It's the usual copy Noble Hierarch. Kind of a weird match. Yeah. Knight of Autumn's great. That's really all there is to say about that one. You know, I think this deck is definitely worse against Burn. You know, Burn is not that popular. It's been picking up in popularity, for sure. But, you know, not a huge part of the metagame. And, you know, you can still win. I mean, Auriok Champion's still great. We still have a fast clock. Knight of Autumn's good. You know, and, you know, it's always what are you losing, what are you gaining? You know, and we lose, take a few more points off of our lands, but, you know, we get the knockout cards in the other matchups too. So if you're playing in a local FNM and there's like 5 burn players in the store, you probably want to play regular 5-color humans. And it's funny that the 5-color human deck has a less painful mana base than the 4-color human deck, but of course, it limits you to creatures only. So I played a lot of Vensers back in the day when that card was in Standard. Whew. A lot of Vensers. Okay. That's good. Pretty easy turn 1 Vial. You almost always want a Vial over Mana Creature. The scenarios where you want a Mana Creature first are few and far between. And we're just going to Breeding Pool. Breeding Pool, Aether Vial. Let's burn again. Alright, we're running it back. We are running it back. I would say our hand is pretty good for burn. We get to cast Meddling Mage here on 2 for Rift Bolt. That feels pretty nice. So even if they, they Lightning Bolt the... Oh, Thalia's good too. But yeah, it's got to be Meddling Mage on Rift Bolt. This is a really, really easy snag. And if they have to Lightning Bolt the Meddling Mage to resolve their Rift Bolt, that throws off their entire turn 2. And they bolted a Grizzly Bear. So that feels great. So pretty happy with this. We're going to get the planes here. Obviously, Mantis Rider is a little harder to cast, but we don't want to take any damage if possible. So, meddling kids here. Basically, the dream scenario for Meddling Mage. Meddling Mage does not get any better than this. This is definitely the ceiling for Meddling Mage. Eidolon. Okay. So, isn't that... Oh, I have F6. Why did I have 6? I'm sorry, everyone. I was so excited about the Meddling Mage actually working after the Vial on this. That was really bad. That's really annoying. That really changes the texture of our next few turns. That's really, really bad. All right. It is what it is. We are going to add a counter. Another Reflector Mage. God, brutal. Alright. I mean... I could just... I don't know if you want to cast the Pilgrim, honestly. I'm kind of fine just attacking and then Vialing in Thalia to block. I suppose there's an argument for Vialing in Thalia before anything happens, but they're going to attack before they cast spells. They don't want to take damage, so this is fine. Not playing Pilgrim is a pretty interesting question. So Pilgrim dings us for 2. It does allow us to actually cast a Reflector Mage next turn rather than Vial it in. Yeah, I think we're going to cast it. It's rough, but obviously it should be in play from last turn. We just screwed up, but... What are you going to do? It's unfortunate that it was also just like a kind of a dumb misclick. It wasn't like a play error. It was a oopsie error, but... Alright. I mean, they have a bolt here. It's got to be exactly Lightning Bolt. Or isn't that bad? Okay, so they have... Boros Charm. That's fine. So this is all fine. So we get to eat their Eidolon for free. Which is great, obviously. And we just take 2, make the Reflector Mage and Mantis Rider, and attack for a lot next turn. Which feels great. So for the Heath. Probably not going to use that. Yeah, so we're just gonna... It's a pretty big swing. We are 9. We are not, out of the woods yet, but there was a Thalia in play. Cool. Works for me. So, thankfully our misclick on the old F6, the Aether Vial, didn't really hurt us. Those are the ones that really stink because it's just like an oopsie, If you make a strategic error, you at least can learn from it and be like, oh, okay, that was a mistake. I'll sequence that better next time. But the oopsies are just like... And of course, oopsies happen a little more often when we're, talking and recording videos and streaming and stuff. But, all right, so, pretty similar to last time. These 5 cards come in. Venser, Mage come out. we'll get lucky again and we'll spike a mage on a Rift Bolt, but not really likely. It's possibly you could consider playing Path to Exile on the draw as an answer to turn 2 Eidolon. Is that better than Meddling Mage and Bugler? Probably. Eidolon is a pretty big beating. Yeah, let's try that. Bugler is not really our thing in this matchup, especially in the draw. It's very slow, so... Meddling Mage is a card that's very, very good in some matchups, and of course not super great in others. Kind of a tough hand. We have a 1-drop. We don't have a Thalia. We don't really have much. There's no Vial. We have a Pain Land. We gotta fetch a duel. No sideboard cards. I think I'm gonna ship this hand. I don't think his hand's good enough. One of the big things about sideboarding is that if you have, kind of like we're playing war, right? We have kings and queens and jacks and aces. This is like a queen. Bugler is like maybe an 8 of hearts. And when you sideboard, though, you have aces in your deck. You have, we have Auriok Champion, which is an ace. Knight of the Autumn is probably like maybe King of Spades or something. So when you're sideboarding and you have some aces to draw to, it makes you more inclined to sideboard. In a game 1 scenario, we don't have those aces. Even if I know if I'm playing against Burn, I might keep his hand. But I think his hand's a little too weak, and we can just do a lot better. In the games that play out, fetch Shock Champion. They play a guy, fetch Shock Champion, they bolt it or whatever, attack for 1 million. We're just gonna die. Just mulligan. Alright, well, that is obviously worse. We're going to mulligan this as well. Fishing for aces, and there we go. There's your ace. Ace in the hole. We're gonna keep. Cavern of Souls. Interesting. We're going human. Thalia is obviously great too. If they have Path to Exile, we're probably in trouble, but I'm going to bottom this. I think in this scenario where they have Path, I don't want a 4th land. So, Lobmancer. Now, that card is very, very good against us. So we are very happy we have our ace in the hole. Okay, that's actually a really good draw. The Avacyn's Pilgrim is going to draw some fire here. For those who are familiar with Star Trek VI, The Undiscovered Country, where the Klingons have a technology where they can have a cloaked bird of prey fire when they're cloaked. In Star Wars lore, the cloaked ships could never actually fire, so it was a disadvantage to being cloaked. And in that movie, they figured out how to do it. And the Klingons are shooting the Enterprise. They're trying to figure it out. And then Sulu shows up in the other ship. And he shows up to a battle where they can't see their enemy who's shooting at them. And he says, let's give him something else to shoot at. So that's what our Pilgrim was doing there. Just give him something else to shoot at. Obviously Searing Blades is the worst case scenario, but if they had bolted it or something, it would have been pretty good. Then fly her apart. Good old Sulu. Alright, so this is a pretty obvious Skullcrack. Now the question is, are you willing to trade Auriok Champion for a Lavamancer and a Skullcrack? A pretty big pickup. I think we're going to decline here and just take the 1. So for those who don't know, Skullcrack has the can't gain life mode. It also has the damage cannot be prevented mode. And how protection works is, it actually prevents the damage. So by doing this, we block the Skullcrack. The can't be prevented clause stops the champion from preventing the damage, and it dies. So you see this a lot with Goblin Guide attacking into a Core Firewalker. I made a really good bluff once in a tournament where playing Burn against Core Firewalker. I went turn 1 Goblin Guide, they went turn 2 Core Firewalker. I untapped, played a land, and said, I want to talk to a judge. Walked over to the judge, and I was like, I'm just bluffing Skullcrack. I have nothing to ask you. Because you want to ask about how that works or not, And I went back and attacked, and he didn't block. I think I lost anyway, but... Oh, yeah, always yes. Alright, so... Now we think... It could have been a bluff. It's a really good bluff if they have it, if they're like super heads up about it. but it's also a pretty, pretty ballsy bluff there if we blocked. But we're pretty sure they have Skullcrack, so we need to play the game accordingly. I think I'm happy just playing Bugler here. Bugler blocks the board pretty well. We play Thalia, just going to die to the Lobmancer. So let's play Bugler, let's gain some life, keep things rolling. Find something good off the Bugler. And just kind of keep playing the game. As long as we're gaining life and they're taking damage off Eidolon, we're pretty happy. So we take 2 and gain 1. Image Champion. So I'm pretty happy with Image on Auriok Champion. We can't cast it, though. We cannot cast it. Well, then the question is, how good is Champion in the Parish? I don't think it's very good right now. I don't want the Image. We draw a blue source, or we get Noble Hierarch down. I want the Image. Copying Auriok Champion is a big game, so. We couldn't even attack. I think we're going to attack. I know that sounds crazy, but if we're assuming they have Skullcrack, then we're not going to block with the Auriok Champion, right? I guess, though, if we attack, they don't need to leave up Skullcrack when they attack, and they can just, Helix this Bugler and attack. Yeah, we're not going to attack, actually. It's the idea of dealing damage to them is very, very good because they have Eidolon in play, but it makes their next turn much easier, so. Bolt targeting Bugler. All right. And again, they're saying they have Skullcrack. And again, we are not going to block. Oh my god. All right. Things are getting ugly. That's not a blue source. They have Lobmancer to tag our Thalia. This is bad. Every spell we cast costs 8. It's 8 totals, 4. I guess it's 3 each. Oh, this is bad. So they just Lobmancer down the Thalia. We chump block. We don't want to chump block with Noble actually because we want to copy the Auriok Champion. We should have no blocks then though. Ugh, this is ugly. Eidolon's so good. I mean, Eidolon and Grim Lobmancer are definitely the key cards here. If they don't have Skullcrack and they're bluffing, they've played masterfully this game. And if we go to 6, and then they attack, we can't really block, and we just die to Skullcrack. And everything here is bad. Actual everything here is bad. I would just cast both and just pray. I mean, I don't think we have any outs here. I just don't think we can beat this board. With Lobmancer available to kill things and stuff, I think we're just in horrible trouble. Lobmancer, Searing Blaze, and Eidolon are some of their best cards against us. And you're just super dead. Yeah, I mean, that's a tough one. They drew a lot of their good cards against us. They drew the one answer in the deck to Auriok Champion. Lobmancer's obviously great too. So that was a tough game. Tough game. All right, on the player for game 3. I'm still happy with Path. I think answering Lobmancer or Eidolon is just super important. So I'm gonna run this back. I'm pretty happy about that. It's unfortunate we couldn't, we just knew they had Skullcrack and just couldn't really do anything about it. And then the Eidolons made, normally we cast spells and gain life. Eidolons ruin that pretty bad. So Okay. This hand is pretty good. This curve, Noble into Reflector Mage into double Thighs 10, it's pretty fast. I'm going to keep this hand. It's potentially also pain-free. To an extent, or almost pain-free. As they play either of their creatures, or any of their 3 creatures, and Reflector Mage gets them really good. They bolt the Hierarch, it's fine too. Goblin Guide, sure. Avacyn's Pilgrim. Okay. Can't fetch a duel here. We gotta just fetch planes. It makes casting things a little bit awkward, but can't afford to take the extra damage. Okay. So, we know they have Goblin Guide next turn. We're gonna set up defense for Goblin Guide, I think. Playing Vial is just not really gonna do it anymore. This puts a pretty big creature in play. Our Pilgrim can block Goblin Guide, and then we have a Lieutenant next turn for an even bigger attack. So they fetch 2 basic mountains. So if they want white mana, they gotta work for it. Searing Blood. That's a lot of searing effects. All right. I don't really think we want to cast this Vial. I mean, they are dead on board, so yeah, we're not casting the Vial. We may or may not pop a Canopy end step. They're shocking. Could have Path. Jeez. Triple searing effect. Alright. We know they have 2 spells in their hand. I'm sorry, 4 spells in their hand. So, this is terrible. We can't take a damage of Canopy. We can't go to 6. 6 is 2 bolts. Just gotta draw a human. That's a good one. They're not dead, though. They get to chump, and they get to live at 1 life. And if we cast this, we go to 6, and it is very possible we die to 2 bolts. I mean, the only other option is to pop a Canopy and try and draw a 1-drop, which is terrible. So I guess we're doing it. Mantis Rider does defend against... Oh, I can't cast this. We have 2 green whites and a white. Okay, never mind. That's tough. That is tough. Okay. Well, we could just draw a land that can cast it. I mean, it plays. It's basically exactly what we were looking for, honestly. It's pretty lucky. Please don't die. 7 is not bad, and Borestrom's a card usually board out, so... Rift Bolt? Okay, that's bad. Path to Exile. That is not a way to cast Mantis Rider. But it's also not bad. I mean, it's very, very medium. I guess we just stack. They block either way, so just stack with Reflector Mage. Probably block with Goblin Guide. I don't know we have Path, but I mean, we're pretty dead. They have basically anything. They have 2 spells in their hand. It seems hard not to be dead. I mean, this feels okay. I'm probably just going to die, but... Hopefully they just have all 2s. Like, their hand just like Searing Blaze. They just didn't draw land. Oh, we gave them landfall. I might have thrown the game away. I should have just let damage happen. No? Oh my god, they've just drawn every Swiftspear in the book. Rift Bolt again? Right, we're drawing a card here. I mean, Mantis Rider kills them, so... Alright, that's game. What a weird game. It just drew so many creatures. I think that path was probably really bad, though. It just turned on a Searing Blaze. Somebody cast 2 blazes, I guess, but a Searing Blaze effect that would have turned that on. It might have lost me the game. They just drew all creatures though, so alright. Close one. Close one. 2-0. Kind of some weird games. Again, I don't think Burn's a great matchup for us, especially when they have 19 Searing Blazes, so being 2-0 feels nice. Humans obviously just a powerful deck. There's a lot of searing effects. Whoa. A little lag there. I almost mulliganed. I guess I had a mulligan anyways, it didn't matter, but... Alright. I mean, that's a good 5. Bottom that. I like Noble here. I think. Let's think about it. We have nothing else to play. We go turn 1 Noble, turn 2 Champion, Thalia. Or we can go Champion into Thalia, into Noble, something else. Maybe it's the turn 1 Champion, actually. Given that we have no gas in our hand at all. It's like if we had like a Reflector Mage or like a Mantis Rider or something else, then I'd rather say Noble. And usually it's Noble Hierarch. But in the scenario where we only have 5 cards, and we have our next 2 turns planned out, basically, I'm going to cast Champion the Parish. Getting that extra counter on Champion feels pretty good. If Thalia turn 2 either way, so... Ancestral Vision. Hello, Modern. How do you... that makes me wish I put the Noble Hierarch, but that's alright. We just draw land next turn, and we'll get to do some stuff. Thalia is obviously great here against the spell deck on the play, so they might need to spend their turn, casting Lightning Bolt on Thalia. I mean, it's like Noble Lieutenant, hopefully. Okay, not Thing in the Ice, that's good. This Serum Missions here, I think, just spells the end for them. If we draw a land, we get to go Noble Lieutenant. Lieutenant, in any capacity, makes our champion into a 4/4, which is pretty huge, because it's obviously at a bolt range. So I think we're in really good shape this game. One of the draws to I think just Noble. One of the draws to playing humans over spirits is that you get to play the card Thalia, and Thalia is really, really good against both Ironworks and the Arclight Phoenix decks. So same thing to attack for 6 or 6. So in case they have a Goblin Guide they want to play or something, Even if they have main deck Anger of the Gods, they can't cast it. Never mind. We thought it. So they thought Scoured. Hit a Crackling Drake. All right, if they're playing an Arclight deck, They've not drawn a Gut Shot or a Lightning Bolt. Gut Shot's falling out of favor a little bit because it just isn't great against a lot of decks. And they are dead. Oh boy, they are dead. This is 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Put them to 1. Sure. I don't really need to Meddling Mage anything. Boom. I mean, they gotta have a lot here. I don't really know. Like land, Thing in the Ice, Metamorphose, 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 Spell or something. Yeah. Alright, cool. Thalia wins the day. So, this is a matchup where you don't want Rest in Peace. It may sound counterintuitive. They're playing Arclight Phoenix. They're playing the Graveyard deck. The Rest in Pieces only interact with the card Arclight Phoenix, and that's it. They have Thing in the Ice. I mean, their opponent's playing Ancestral Visions, which is kind of weird, but Thing in the Ice, Crackling Drake, none of these cards do anything. So, Rest in Peace, not a card you want. What do we want? Direfleet Daredevil is definitely great, and the Path Exiles are important for tagging the Thing in the Ices. Meddling Mage is not particularly great here. I mean, naming Lightning Bolt is not bad, but for the most part, they're not good. Venser can't really answer Thing in the Ice. Venser has not seemed very good so far. And I'll cut a Meddling Mage. I could see an argument for like Auriok Champion over Meddling Mage. But I think this is fun. Ugh. If we just turn one of these Thalias into a land, please, this hand would be phenomenal. We can't keep this hand. This plays. Thalia plays. This hand's very good. If they kill our Noble Hierarch, we have Thalia. They don't kill it. We'll see what they do. Obviously, Path Exile plus Thing in the Ice is a little weird. Or plus Thalia is a little weird. So if they go Thing, we go like Path and then Thalia, but we gave them an extra land, which is kind of weird, but... Militia Bugler. I feel like a Bolt is reasonably possible here. I'm just gonna cast the Bugler. If I play Thalia, I'm sorry, they can't actually Bolt Thalia, obviously. If I play Thalia, you can like attack for 1. Bugler is also just a much better curve card as far as mana utility goes, or mana efficiency. Be Bugler, and the next turn we can Thalia play a 1-drop, or Thalia play a 2-drop, whatever you find with the Bugler. Their Serum Visions went bottom top. Not a lot of info there. I'm going to cast the Bugler. If they can kill Thalia, Thalia's not very good. So, we're just going to get the card advantage ball rolling a little bit. And the card we're really scared of is Thing in the Ice, and we have Path Exile. So, Noble Hierarch, Meddling Mage. Interesting. Suppose we're concerned with Anger of the Gods too. It's possible they're not playing Arclight Phoenix. I mean, they did Thought Scour, but they play Ancestral Visions, which is a really weird card in an Arclight deck. I'm gonna take the Noble. Melee Mage is not very good in these matchups. Just not really sure what to name. As Bolt is the best name, but all right, cool. So he played well around the Bolt. Kept Thalia safe and sound. Next turn we get to go Thalia Noble. Like if they're bolting a Bugler, I'm pretty happy about that. That went bottom top. Third Spiral, triple Volcanic Island. Must be nice. That's pretty good too. It's obviously weird because like the longer we wait on Thalia, the worse it gets. But again, I think I'm just happy playing Bugler here. They're just likely to do a braid or bolt something. So there's no reason to play Thalia. Let's play Bugler again. Reflector Mage, Meddling Mage. I like Reflector Mage. Let's keep that thing in the ice on ice. Dadjokes.com. Alright, I did not kill it that time. Alright, so that's pretty interesting. I mean, they are gaining a card off of it, but we obviously just get to Reflector Mage it, so it's not really that bad. Thalia is good too. We could go Path Thalia, but I think Reflector Mage is too big of a game. We're still a little concerned with Anger. If they anger a Mage, a Bugler, and a Noble, it's like whatever. Yeah, I'll just cast this. Obviously, in 2 turns, they can cast it again and draw another card. We get it, but we have the board right now. So they have an Anger. It gets a little ugly. But most of our good cards are still in our hand, so alright. That's unfortunate, but let's reload. Noble Thalia. We have path for the Crackling Drake. It's kind of hard for us to play around Anger given the cards that we have. I mean, everything just has 3 or less toughness, so it's going to get us eventually. You know, it wasn't a great Anger for them. It just got, you know, Noble. Why is this all over here? Alright, there's Drake again. It's fine. Blue Delta, sure. Another Noble Hierarch. Alright, this is fine. Just path that and cast another Noble attack. They have a lot of cards in their hand. And our Thalia is not really great. But we can just keep eating bolts. Set up Mantis Rider. Keep chipping away. Like, they're 10, you know. They have another Anger. We still have Mantis Rider on tap. There's Thing in the Ice. That's a little annoying. So we're out of ways to deal with Thing in the Ice, unfortunately. But we can still just fire in with our Mantis Rider. 2 Mantis Riders? I guess. Like, the Thalia could attack by itself, but I think attacking for 6 is better than a... Also, by playing the image now, we know if they're going to bolt the Mantis Rider or not. So it's actually pretty cool. So like now, if they want to bolt Mantis Rider, they have to do it now. If they do, we have to attack with Thalia and Exalted. So, Lightning Axe. Discarding Fiery Temper. That is gross. Well, that does not feel good. We could just copy Thing in the Ice and then block it because it won't get bounced. I mean, Copying a Noble Hierarch is not like... I guess it's fine. I mean, thing kills us in 2 turns. They get to bounce everything. I guess it bounces anyway. It's not that big of a deal. Like, they probably flip thing next turn. Yeah, you know what? Let's get you gain 7 life, basically. Thing's gonna flip next turn, so... Vapor Snag? Okay. I don't know, a weird deck our opponent's playing. Vapor Snag again? What are they playing? Hardcast Arclight Phoenix? Blood Moon? Alright, well, I guess the Thing in the Ice flip plus Blood Moon is pretty good. So I guess you've beaten us, opponent. Congratulations. I mean, I don't think that the regular Arclight Phoenix decks are great matchups. They seem fine. Thalia's good, but they're going to be playing Vapor Snag and Blood Moon in their Thing in the Ice deck. That is something else. We do have basics, so that is a thing. But come on, these Tireless Trackers. Meddling Mage is kind of lame. It's naming, they have Temper, Lightning Axe, Vapor Snags, and naming Bolt isn't even good. Some of the Arclight decks are, lighter on bolts. Probably not even playing Arclight Phoenix, honestly, at this point. I guess on the play, we can name Thing in the Ice. We have answers to Thing in the Ice. Like, I got the Pilgrim. And Pilgrim's good with Tracker. All right, let's try this. Well, it's kind of a tough game. It is nice that we're a little less vulnerable to Blood Moon, unlike regular humans. We actually have 4 fetch lands in our deck, too. Can at least get the white. Oh, there's the white. This hand is definitely mana heavy, but it is also a good curve. I'm going to keep... If we draw like a land or 2, we're probably dead, but turn 2 Thalia in the play with a Mantis Rider and a Noble Hierarch just seems pretty good. I'm going to keep. Bottom top on Visions. It's not a ton of info there, but all right. So definitely Thalia here, because obviously they have bolts in their deck. I'm going to play around the bolts if possible, and them bolting Mantis Rider sucks for us, so it's fine. Like we Rider, they untap and cast, bolt it and cast Serum Visions sucks. All right, 2 mana Serum Visions, that's good for us. That's really good. It went top though, so we are insulated from Anger of the Gods. But for at least a turn, yeah, we're gonna fire in. We can always name Anger next turn with our Meddling Mage if we want to. We can double name if we want to. Like, this is pretty good. They have essentially we can cast 1 spell next turn unless one of their spells kills the Thalia. Like, they can go Bolt 1-drop. But, Hallowed Fountain. A lot of these decks are playing Hallowed Fountain for Splashed or Sideboard, Path to Exile, and Stony Silence. All right, we'll get the reading pool. Pilgrim, not a very good draw. We're going to cast a Meddling Mage and see what they do. With the intent to name probably Anger, honestly. If they do nothing, we'll name Bolt, I guess. We can copy it and name Anger, but I don't know. We'll see what they do. Okay. So we are definitely naming Anger of the Gods. If they have a Bolt and an Anger, I think we're going to let them have it. I kind of want to just image the Mantis Rider and attack for 6. If we try and play Mage and name Bolt, they can have Lightning Axe. If we name Lightning Axe, they can have Bolt. Like, it's just too many. We could name Anger of the Gods again. I don't hate that. Just name Anger again, cast Pilgrim, and just go all in. But then our bears just aren't really great. That's a tough spot. If we copy Mantis Rider, attack for 6, then any 1-mana removal spell plus Anger essentially ends the game. Alright, I'm going to name Anger again. Oh, I should have cast that Pilgrim. Probably, yeah. I should have cast Pilgrim. And they're playing all the Arclight Phoenix cards. Thought Scour, no dice. Okay. Looting. They have a lot of cards in their hand. They discard 1 art. They board in Spell Pierce? I'm playing a deck with 37 creatures. Alright, this is bad. We need, like, a Bugler or something now. Yeah, this is just terrible for us. Alright. I guess we just Noble and attack with the 1 creature. Letting them trade with the Phoenix is pretty awful for us, so... I mean, they have so many cards in their hand, probably pretty easy block. Just get it back. No? Okay. Alright, and we'll go wide now. A Thalia's Lieutenant off the top would be very good, so... We are all in, so... The chips are in the middle. They topped. That's probably not good. Threads of Disloyalty? Our opponent's a crazy person. Oh, Joe Rogan, you're crazy. Thalia. Well, I mean, at this point, we can't play around anything. Like, we are just going to jam Thalia and see what they do. Probably. I mean, if they have Anger, I guess we could attack with just Pilgrim. We attack with the Meddling Mage. They just block with Meddling Mage and Phoenix, and they can unlock their hand. This sucks. What they block with here will at least inform our decisions over the next few turns. If they just throw a Phoenix in front of it to trade, it means they don't have Anger. If they block with the Meddling Mage, it means they do have Anger. We can't really do much about it. Threads of Disloyalty. It's a good card against in the mirror, I guess. Steals Thing in the Ice. It's pretty good. Flashback Looting for 4. Means their hand's probably pretty bad. Blood Moon, okay. They go to 3. I mean, Thing in the Ice. Alright. Mantis Rider. Noble Hierarch. All right. They only have 2 cards in hand, and they are out of looting, so I didn't cast as Noble Hierarch. It doesn't really matter. We're just going to attack with our Thalia, I guess. Which doesn't really matter. They're going to jump with the Meddling Mage. Yeah, we'll just hold it. Oh, we're done. We have 3 cards. Discarded land to a Crackling Drake. Ugh. That's gross. I mean, theoretically, their hand's not good. Alright, that's a land. They have 2 cards left. Given that they flashback looting, that's kind of nice. So let's attack with our Thalia. They can't block it. I don't really have any good blocks here, so wow. That is interesting. I mean, I feel like they have an Anger of the Gods locked in their hand. And if they draw a way to kill Meddling Mage, we're going to get angered. We already have the board. I don't think it's necessary to cast this Reflector Mage. I'm just going to hold it. Okay. Just gonna do this turn all over again? Sure. I mean, I guess that solves the Blood Moon problem like a little bit. Alright, same turn. Same turn. I wonder if they're playing, what's that card called? Fatal Frenzy? That's the card. It's like the red Berserk. Just kills Crackling Drake. Alright. I mean, Mantis Rider's also nice. We can Reflector Mage and Mantis Rider. How could that go wrong for us? If somehow they don't die and they cast Anger of the Gods. How would they not die, though? We're at 3. We have 3 attackers. This all looks pretty good to me. Cool. Cool. 3-0. 4-color humans. Haven't gotten to use our... We use our paths. So, you know, path is a card you can't play in regular humans. But haven't used our Stonies or Rest in Pieces yet. Or our Tireless Trackers. Haven't drawn Venser yet, so I don't really know how good it is. Ask and ye shall receive our first Venser. We're going to keep. His hand's not particularly great, but the Lieutenant, they're playing creatures, you can bounce them. They're playing Tron lands, you can bounce them, I guess. Windswept Heath, go. Right. I mean, Breeding Pool Noble looks kind of like playing Infect or something. Just won't change much, I guess, but Windswept Heath, I imagine Windswept Heath would usually play a creature on turn 2. Nope. Hallowed Fountain. Want to be Spirits? Play Spirit. Reflector Mage all day. All day. Kind of weird. Okay. I am not sure what my opponent's playing. But I feel fine enough to Reflector Mage. Obviously, Thalia is not like amazing, but it's a good tempo play, you know? Next turn we can go 1-drop, Lieutenant. Which is cool. Lieutenant. Alright, so pretty obvious Spell Queller. I think I'm fine with that. Just like lead on Champion. If they Queller it, just go Noble Lieutenant attack. If I don't counter it, just play mana creature. Yeah. That's fun. What you got, fool? What? Oh, I guess I should have played the Hallowed Fountain. No, we got him. So, would I rather have a 2/2 Lieutenant or a 1/2 Hierarch? I think a 2/2 Lieutenant. A little itchy there on that trigger finger, my friend. Give him the old 5-ball. Man, Noble Hierarch, looking at this Avacyn's Pilgrim in my hand, and then looking at the Noble Hierarchs that are in play, it's disgusting. Noble Hierarch is so good. It is unbelievable how good Noble Hierarch is. It's not even real. Like, Supreme Phantom, sure. Sure. Well, I imagine Venser's going to be good next turn, so not too worried. Okay. Kind of like Pilgrim attack with both. And they have no good blocks anyway. It doesn't really matter. We can just Venser the Spell Queller. Put Champion in play. Almost like 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. I mean, Venser plus Pilgrim plus Champion puts... The thing is, like, we kind of want to, like, put counters on the Champion. So it kind of makes us want to, like, main phase the Venser, which is kind of stupid. If we just wait, maybe we, like, get them in a block. And they block weird. Like, it's just such a weird... Like, theoretically, they should block the Thalia on the Thalia's Lieutenant. How many flashcards are there, you know? It just, like, looks really obvious, though. Because why would we attack like that? So, I don't know if Venser is going to be on their range of cards, but let's attack and see if they fall for the bait. Like, we could attack for 5 with just Reflector Mage, you know? Alright, so they did not fall for it, which is fine. There's just too much damage to pass up. And we are missing a point of damage, but we're also making sure our champion is 1 power bigger by waiting like this. I think having a bigger board is better, so. This would have been an attack for 8, not 7. But I think that's fine. I mean, we have a pretty huge board at this point, so Not too worried. And they just like kind of have a Spellcaller rotting in their hand. They do have 2 Mutavaults that are 3/3s, which are very reasonable blockers, but Heath. None of our attacks are amazing. So I'm just like sending in 1 very large creature. We attack with Reflector Mage and Lieutenant. They can like animate both Mutavaults, double block Lieutenant. Which isn't the end of the world, I guess. Does allow us to play the Thalia post combat. I guess honestly, one big attacker just seems fine. Like they have no good blocks here, really. I just want to lose like literally everything. And they're just in the abyss. Our board keeps getting bigger. It's fine. We're not gonna cast Thalia post combat into a Spellcaller. We'll just wait. They probably have to just cast Spellcaller anyway. Even not countering anything. Because it just needs stuff in play. Alright. It's probably a chump with Mutavault, I would guess. It's fun. And then now next turn our attacks are even better because they have 1 less Mutavault, so. No, they are going big. Venser did not scare them off. But I had a hockey game tonight and I blocked a shot off the side of my kneecap. First game in a while, that was a lot of fun. We won. I mean, suppose this is a massacre. I'll take this 3-for-1 here. So there's something that I'm missing. Another Venser would be so cool. Alright, let's play Thalia. Put another body in play, pump the champion up. I mean, we're in pretty good shape here. No reason to play the land, let's hold on to it. I mean, it looks like they're not playing Band. They're playing Thalia, and they're playing Mutavault. They're not playing Band. These are just green fetch lands. Pretty sneaky. Champion of the Parish. Alright, so we just fire in with some random big attacker for 5. It's not lethal, but see if we can get him to cast a spell so we can resolve our champion. If not, we're not going to play it in Spellqueller. They're still basically in the abyss. If they take this, it Stone Rains them. Alright. I mean, now they're at 1, and we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 lethal creatures in play. So, I mean, like, I don't really know what their end game is here, but it's going to leave a nice bruise. Ooh, yeah. We won the game 3-1, though. I will assign no blockers. Anyway, cast your Supreme Verdict. I mean, I guess they're saying they have Cellar Wreckage. I guess we'll play around it. Well, they can't have Cellar because they have Thalia and they have a fetch land. I don't know what the hell they're saying they have. We'll just play our damn cards, whatever. Attack with everything. You and you and you and you and you and you and you. What do you got? Show me something cool. Okay, you're dead. That's pretty cool. I like that. I like when they're dead. All right. I mean, Blue-White Spirits doesn't seem to build a board that fast. All right, so you want these Path to Exiles. Direfleet Daredevil is a card I like to bring in against Bant Spirits because you can obviously hit their paths and then occasionally mise a Collected Company. Opponent's not playing Company, but they're probably playing Path to Exile. I think Meddling Mage is bad again. We have not played the combo matchups where Mage is good. Staticaster, they're not playing Noble. Probably don't have that many 1 toughness spirits. So Staticaster might not be that interesting. Still good. Kills Phantasmal Image. We can team up and kill things. We can also image our own Staticaster. Alright, we'll bring them in. And then I kind of want this Direfleet Daredevil over... I mean, Thalia seems really bad, actually. Thalia actually seems terrible. It's possible each want other cards over Thalia anyway. As to what? Like, Meddling Mage is probably better than Thalia. Yeah, that's... Like, Thalia does have First Strike, but, I mean, Thalia's real bad. There's not playing any spells. Yeah, this is all fine. You have 6 bounce spells, 2 paths, a couple Staticasters. I imagine Direfleet will probably hit a Path to Exile. A little Snapcaster Mage action. We've been winning, and I feel like our hands haven't been very good. We haven't had Vile hands very often. So that's fine, like... Turn 2 Bugler, turn 3 Lieutenant Meddling Mage. They have Vial. Venser. Venser heard our call. We were like, I wonder how good Venser is. And bam. Venser's here all day. God, Noble Hierarch, so much better. Avacyn's Pilgrim is like the working person's card, you know? They put on their hat. They drink their coffee at 6 a.m. They go to work. You know, they work in the factory and they put in their 9.5 hours. They clock out, drive home, have a beer. You know, like not exactly the all-star quarterback that the Noble Hierarch is. All right, so look, they're land light almost assuredly. It's pretty good, though. Supreme Phantom means they could have a reasonable start here. That's pretty good. It's good and bad. Because they have the Vial to Vial in the just Vial the Phantom back in. It's not that good. It still sets us up for a double 2-drop turn next turn. Otherwise we're just casting Bugler, and they might just like get things really rolling. I think tempo-wise, it's worth it. If we Bugler and they just put in like Vial in a 1-drop, then Vial in a Phantom, and then play a Phantom next turn or Image or whatever it is. I guess Image is bad against Reflector Mage, but I think this slows them down enough. Their deck is certainly flush with 2s, so them having to Vial this in over something else isn't that bad. Yeah. I wonder how good Venser's going to be. Alright, so they had the 1-drop. I'm a wanderer. I'm a wanderer. Blum, 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 blum. Selfless Spirit. Sends an attack for 4. It's a pretty big attack. Meddling Mage is looking pretty bad here. That's not bad. Just like double Lieutenant. I can buy that. Nope. Can't double Lieutenant. As a Cavern of Souls, not... Oh, yeah, we can. I'm stupid. You just need to tap properly for it. Definitely just a race to see who can build a bigger board. Which we're both struggling to do at the moment. I don't think Reflector Maging anything here is good. Just want to make our board bigger. Which does a pretty good job of, honestly. Like, his attack for 4 is not insignificant. They have a pretty good attack next turn, but then we have a bigger attack with a Venser, which is cool. Vial goes to 3. That's pretty cool for us, I think. I mean, it's 11. That's a lot of damage. I think we're dead. Can Venser, Shaper, Savant save us? I don't think so. 4, 5, 6, 7. I can't even attack with that when I cast Venser. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, I mean, they just did a better job of putting more stuff in play than we did. You know, they're on the play. Their Vial helped too, obviously, but this Meddling Mages look so pitiful. They just look terrible. Bounce this. Yeah, we can't bounce this. We gotta bounce this. I mean, we're dead like 100 ways till Sunday. Kind of stinky, but we could have. We couldn't have waited on the Reflector Mage. We would have just been died faster. Probably. Alright. I mean, what's better than the Meddling Mage? Like, could you maybe buy Auriok Champion? Because they're going to be racing. Like, maybe. Like, Mage is just so bad. Maybe like a Miser's Knight of Autumn to kill a Vial, maybe. Seems pretty bad, too. But she's been gaining 4 lives. I mean, Meddling Mage seems awful. I don't even know. I don't know. Maybe we name Spell Color. It's the only card I can really reasonably think to name. If they have a Vial, it doesn't even matter. So, all right, let's do this. Let's up our curve a bit, but hopefully we'll just draw, you know, Noble, Vial, etc. Vial will be the best. I haven't had a good Vial hand. Let's have a good Vial hand. Avacyn's Pilgrim's been a little unimpressive too. It's pretty bad. I mean, can't actually cast anything. I'm gonna keep. We gotta bottom it. I mean, we obviously need a land pretty bad, but I don't think we can afford to mulligan the Noble Hierarch 6-card hand to a 5-card hand with a Scry. I mean, any good land here makes our hand pretty good. Staticaster, turn 2 Staticaster is insane. Reflector Mage, Venser. Oh, please draw a land. Oh, it's a Vial. Alright. Alright, we drew the land. Unfortunately, I have nothing to do with it. I was going to cast a Naked Daredevil. I should cast Staticaster. Never mind, I'm stupid. Let's cast Staticaster instead. It's really, really obvious what we have, but just get it in play at least. May also draw out a path, which we can use path off Direfleet Daredevil. We could use the extra land anyway, so. That's good for us. Second Vial, much worse than the first. Much worse. Obviously, we're losing some tricky factor here by just putting this in, but you know the cost is not negligible. 3 mana is a lot, so we'll just get it in play. Makes it harder for them to get going. That was a really good draw. We definitely wanted some sort of proactive play, and then a card advantage proactive play is fantastic. So, plays. Drawing a lot of our weird sideboard cards here, but again, Direfleet, Champion, and Staticaster all seem better than Meddling Mage, so I'm not going to attack. I don't want to let them like get a Lord in play. And then like get another Lord in play, so I can't ping anything. Don't think it's worth the 1 damage. Sure. I do want to cast this Auriok Champion, but it's not very mana efficient. Obviously not going to mage the Phantom. Alright, let's just attack and see what they do. Start there. God, Noble Hierarch is so good. Suppose if I only have 2 lands, then the second Aether Vial is fine. Yeah, I want to get this champion in play. Venser is not looking too good this game. And the bounce spells just seem so bad against their vials. Sure. I'm thrilled about this, but should be good for like 6 to 8 life, I would hope. If they're just like cranking out on full cylinders here, like 2 lands, 2 vials, all spells is kind of tough to beat. I mean, theoretically, we can Reflector Mage this Phantom and then ping something before they can get something else down, but the timing there is really awkward. It's bad. Oh my god. You need to take it easy, opponent. Chill out. Yeah, I mean, I think we are pretty dead again. Damage is too slow. Just didn't really get on the board. They had vials, we didn't. Avacyn's Pilgrim. Alright. Kind of stinky. They don't seem like super well equipped for this matchup. Our bounce spells just seem bad. You know, I mean, really, we need like Aether Vial, Champion of the Parish. Like, we need to do stuff. We can't just sit here with a Reflector Mage and a Venser in our hand, you know? So, like, what are you going to do? Their board is literally, 14 power, 140 power, whatever it is. Alright, it's worth 3-1. I think that matchup's like terrible. It just basically comes down to the pump style cards. Playing Mayor of Avabrook is a possibility in this deck. Dylan was playing 2 in his list. I don't like that card much at all, so I just cut them. But they're pretty good in matchups like that, because it's just all about building a big board. Could play a third path, maybe. Ooh. Playing against Seti P, playing against Cedric Phillips. And this hand is kind of bad. Seth has been playing Burn lately. His hand does not seem very good against Burn. Let's see. I mean, if he's playing Burn, all right, I'm gonna keep. Maybe he's playing Burn, but of course, Cedric is my old boss from StarCityGames.com, where I worked under Cedric for 6 years, and become good friends over the years. Oh my god, we're about to get housed. These Vensers are not looking so good. This is bad. This is not good. Not good, not good, not good. But yeah, Ced's great. Spent a lot of time traveling on the SG Tour, obviously. I've stayed with Ced a number of times. Made a very good relationship. So, Ced's the man. He's also someone that I look up to a lot. Cedric works really, really, really hard. Like, harder than anybody I've ever seen. And he's been very successful because of it, and he deserves every last bit of it. So, happy to call him a friend. I mean, Meddling Mage doesn't really do anything here. Just play a Noble and try and get these Vensers in play, I guess. Yeah. I mean, Searing Blaze, Grim Lobmancer are the cards that beat us pretty badly. And looks like we're getting beat pretty badly here. I think I'm fine with a Breeding Pool. So you can fetch a Plains and play Noble Hierarch and Meddling Mage. You can name this Riftbolt. I mean, it's probably not going to work, but we'll try it. I guess we can just not fetch. It's cool too. Naming Riftbolt. So, I guess I could just bolt us, Lobmancer this. I mean, whatever we're going to do, it's going to make something happen with this Lobmancer or Meddling Mage. So, it at least makes him play on his upkeep and not when he would like to play. I mean, we're just super dead. I mean, these Vensers just look atrociously bad. Yeah, all right. I probably should have mulliganed. I mean, like, obviously, in a real tournament, you wouldn't know what your opponent's playing before they play. I would have kept that hand, but I think knowing our opponent was playing Burn, I didn't know also. Like, Cedric's been playing Burn, but who knows what the hell he's doing right now, you know? So, if I had known he was playing Burn for sure, I probably should have mulliganed. These Vensers have not seemed very good. Not really super excited about them. Let's bring those in. And let's cut the Meddling Mages again. I want these paths too. Let's cut the Mage again and cut a Bugler again. And hopefully we draw the Bugler. Of course, Cedric was one of the major dissenters against Militia Bugler when it came out. And he sort of ended up being right, kind of. I don't know. You did not hear that from me, you know? All right, this hand is much better. There we go. We got our first good Vial hand. Thank God. Let's do this. Human. Aether Vial. Hello. Sure. Do something good. Reflector Mage? Sure. Human. Thalia. Good card. Can't Searing Blaze it. Hard to attack into it. Probably waste the bolt on it. We play another one. All pretty good stuff for us. We get to Vial and Reflector Mage or Mantis Rider. Eidolon. Sure. Draw any 2-drop, please. It's not quite a 2-drop. It is pretty good, though. I kind of like the idea of just firing in here. The attack for 4 is huge. If Cedric has land Searing Blaze, it's ugly, but our Thalia still holds the fort. Eidolon's still dinging him, and we're at a pretty good life total here. We're going to fire in. We also have a second Thalia, which is really nice, so if they kill this one and attack, we just play another one, which is awesome. So, very sneaky in that regard. So, nice little 4-ball here. You can see his hand looks much, much better than a lot of our previous ones, so that is nice. And next turn we have Mantis Rider and Reflector Mage. I'd say we're in really good shape here. Rift Bolt, go. That is probably going to do it. Whew. Yeah, okay. Hello. Seems pretty hard to die from 14 here. Yeah, all right. Good hand. Better hand. Better hand. So let's do that again. You know, I think that having a good draw is important. I imagine Cedric has the usual. He's always playing Aurilax's list from the articles they had up last week, which is 1 Lobmancer main, none board, like 3 Searing Bloods board, 4 Searing Blaze main, which is a lot. So we're gonna want a good opener again. Aether Vial preferable. Champ's good. He's going to have, the skull cracks and stuff, but I think if Cedric attacks his Lavamancer into my Auriok Champion, I'm going to block. Because I think Cedric's the kind of person who would run something like that. Alright, so this hand is a little awkward. We have a Vial, which we like. We have a Knight of Autumn, which we like. We have no 2-drops, or they're 1-drops. I think we have to keep, because Knight's pretty good. Our mana base is mostly pain-free. You need to trust your deck a little bit. We have like 22 2-drops in our deck, or like we have like 32 and 1-drops, so we have 2 shots to draw one. So I'm gonna keep. It could go bad for us if things get really ugly. Also, if Cedric has a Goblin Guide, it increases our chance to draw a spell a little bit too. So Rift Bolt. All right, it's like the worst possible opening. It's good for us. That's not good, but it's fine. So, must have drawn that, obviously. And probably has a million Searing Blaze effects in hand. Alright, I mean, obviously running lands there is exactly what we didn't want, but Cedric's hand doesn't seem great. So, we have Knight of Autumn, Reflector Mage, Bugler. Alright, yeah, his hand is just 19 Searing Blazes. So what does that mean? We're going to Reflector Mage. That's super awkward. Would have loved that last turn, obviously. Okay. We're gonna Reflector Mage, and we're just gonna set up for Knight of Autumn turn. We have Bugler, we have Champion. Searing Blaze here on the Reflector Mage sucks, but at least the Swift Spear is gone anyway. Can't stop a trigger. So I think I'm pretty happy with this. Obviously, drawing the 1-drop on our Vials on 2 is... but it's fine. Also, looks like we have Lieutenant, maybe. So I might be scared to Searing Blaze. Probably not. All right, so we get to go up here. We get to play Champion, Direfleet Daredevil? That's kind of cool. We don't want that yet, but that's going to come in handy later. We're going to name Human, play Champion, play Bugler, and have Knight up. Knight's going to be worth 4 life for sure. Because definitely going to tap out for Skullcrack. And not have Skullcrack, so... It's a lot of Searing Blazes. Let's see what this hits. Phantasmal Image is kind of nice. Can't cast it at the moment. But obviously it was our only choice, so... Alright, gain 4. We have the board. We have Direfleet for Searing Blood, or Searing Blaze. We have a Canopy to draw a card. Any blue source is an image. He needs to be very, very aware of it. This, it needs to die if I am able to image it. So, it's medium. I mean, all of these Searing Blazes are pretty tough, but every Searing Blaze is basically just like 2 mana, 2 cards. So it's a Lightning Bolt and a Lava Spike stapled together. So, oh my god. Take it easy. Play 1 drop, play 1 drop. Swiftspear, right? Still have that in the hand. We bounced that earlier. Rift Bolt. Instead of Swiftspear? Interesting. We can't shock. Shocking is bad. Maybe just Canopy and draw a card. It sucks. I mean, it's not the worst. It's not good. Gotta draw a good 3 here, please. That's so awkward because I want to Direfleet Daredevil the Searing Blaze. That's fine, I guess. So just Direfleet, Searing Blaze, and then we'll just Reflector Mage on their turn if we have to, and just attack. Probably never cracking this fetch land. We're probably dead. I mean, he has 3 cards in hand and they're all spells. It's probably not good for us. Alright. I mean, our clock is anemic, but we're trying. Boros Charm usually comes out in this matchup, so... Alright. I mean, we were probably dead, but... Alright, there's no subtlety here. We are putting in our stuff and we are attacking and hoping we don't die. I don't really see what cards that he can have that don't kill me, so... We just... I mean, just as it is. What can he have? He has 2 spells in hand. What could they be? Oh, score 1 for the good guys. CoolStuffInc.com. All right. Whew. I couldn't even fathom what he had in his hand there at the end. He missed a land drop on turn like 4 or 5, so he had, multiple spells in hand. What could they have been? Wow, what a game. We beat Burn 3 times. The matchup does not seem great, but I mean, if we can beat Burn, then that seems pretty good for us. So overall 4-1. Playing as Burn 3 times is obviously not ideal for testing. We like to play against different decks, but the fact that we beat Burn 3 times is pretty nice. Our sideboard cards came in pretty clutch. The sideboard cards against Burn are cards we just play anyway. Oh, Path was fine. This is a humans deck that's going to take more damage than the 5-color version from its mana base, of course. I would say that the 5-color version probably takes an average of 1 damage per game from its canopies. We're probably taking around 4 damage a game if I had to throw out a random number I just made up on average. But Venser did not seem great. I mean, we didn't really have any of the matchups where it seems good. It was okay, kind of underpowered. I could see trying Mayor of Avabrook as a way to, another Anthem effect. I was happy with the 2 Buglers. Tracker never came up, but it's fine. I think playing Gideon, Allies, Zendikar is also a possibility, as I said earlier. The Pilgrim wasn't great, honestly. I think that maybe the Pilgrim could just go. And maybe you play Mayor. Play 1 Venser, 2 Mayors, 2 Buglers. I could see going there. Mana base seemed fine. Didn't really have too much trouble casting our spells. Once in a while I needed a blue source for Image, but for the most part it was all pretty reasonable. Sideboard seemed good. Perhaps a little more for Spirits. Path, you could maybe play a 3rd Path, but I don't know. I think we ran a little bad in our Spirits games. But yeah, definitely a pretty interesting and innovative new take on humans. This is the kind of thing that you need to do to be good at Modern. Things get status quo pretty quick. People are just like, okay, I have my humans deck. I'm gonna play my humans deck. People are not quick to make changes, and this is definitely a reasonably radical departure from the traditional human decks, and it's done so with a pretty big purpose. Of playing these great sideboard cards at a time where they're really, really good. Also at a point where if you just go game 1, Cavern of Souls, Canopy, Plains, humans, kill your opponent, they're not gonna think you have Stony Silence in your board. You play a fetch land, So surprise factor is pretty cool. But yeah, pretty awesome take on a new deck, on an old deck. Sorry, a new take on an old deck, and looks pretty good. Something I'm gonna keep working on. Venser, I'll have to talk to Dylan about Venser. I don't know. We also have Joe Lissette on our team, and Joe Lissette also loves Venser, so everyone's having a Venser party in our Discord chat. I might need to calm them down a little bit on the Vensers. But that's the video. Thanks so much for watching. Happy we got that match against Cedric at the end. Yeah, it's like I got traded to a new team, then I got to play against my old team. It feels good to win those games. Like in hockey, that 3rd line player who gets traded, who has 8 goals a year, always scores a goal against his old team. Always, because you know how motivated he is. So that one felt good. So CoolStuffInc.com, check it out. Of course, my videos every Monday, articles every Friday. Check out all the great stuff on there. My promo code is Jim5 for the website. Anything you want, games, Magic, other card games, board games, miniatures, supplies, you name it, all there on CoolStuffInc.com. Again, Jim5 is the promo code. And I'll see you fine folks this Friday for my article. And then, of course, next Monday for another video. Thanks for watching, everyone. Make sure you follow the CoolStuffInc.com channel, and I'll see you guys next time. Humans.